Okay, good morning everyone. Shalom Aleichem. Baruch Haba. We're continuing in Sefer Mishna Berura. Yesterday we began the Chafetz Chaim's intro to the halachos of bowing down on a floor. We learned sometimes it's an Isser D'Oraisa, sometimes it's Isser D'Rabbanan, and sometimes it is Mutter. When is it an Isser D'Oraisa? When it's Tarti L'Griyusa, when you have two to the detriment. Stone floor, Pishut Yadayim Raglayim. When is an Isser D'Rabbanan? Either stone floor, not Pishut Yadayim Raglayim, or Pishut Yadayim Raglayim, not a stone floor. But if you're not doing Pishut Yadayim Raglayim, and it's not a stone floor, then it's mutter. There's another way, so in other words, Tarti L'Greyusa is D'Oraisa, Chada L'Greyusa is Rabbanan, Tarti L'Tivusa is mutter. Okay? Another way to get Tarti L'Tivusa, there are three redeeming factors that you could have. All you need is two of them to be mutter. There is not Pishut Yadayim Raglayim, not a stone floor, and to the side. The side is also another redeeming factor. So, let's say on Yom Kippur, it should come out that if you're out of tissues, let's say, there's a shortage, they had a shortage of eggs, because of COVID. So maybe COVID, they'll have a shortage of tissues. So if there's a shortage of tissues, what you could do is not do Pishut Yadayim Raglayim and do it a little to the side, and you could save the shul money on the tissues. Maybe it would come out that would be okay. Okay, we still have to figure out where to put the tissue. We haven't discussed the location of the tissue. Okay, now with that intro, we're up to page 26. We're in Siman Kuf Lamed Aleph. Let's see the words of the Ramah one more time. Haga v'chein asr l'chol adam lipal al panav b'pishut yadayim raglayim afilu im ein sham even maskis. Pishut yadayim raglayim, not on a stone floor, on carpet, is asr, meaning the Rabbanan. Aval im noitek tzas al tzidai muter. Oh, that's what we said. But if it's not a stone floor, and you're doing Pishut Yadayim Raglayim, and you're noitek tzas al tzidai, it's muter. You hear this? Even Pishut Yadayim Raglayim, on carpet, to the side, is muter. Emein sham even maskas. V'chein yasu b'yom Kippur kishenayfim al pneiam. That's what you should do on Yom Kippur. Im yatziu sham asavim k'dei l'hafsik ben akarka v'chein noegim. So in other words, on Yom Kippur, in the times of the Ramah, it sounds like they did Pishut Yadayim Raglayim. So one thing they have is the grass, and the other thing is they bow to the side. Let's see the Mishnah Berura, the second line on page 26. Ve'ata navai levar divrei haga v'chein asur l'chol adam ratzalaymer kamay ba'adam chashuv hanal. Just like an adam chashuv that the Mechaber said is not permitted lipal al panav shemispalel al atzibur elam kenu batoshianik yosha benon afilu b'lo even maskas. Just like an adam chashuv is not allowed to fall on his face even if it's not a stone floor, kein hacha. So too here, you can't fall al pishut yadayim raglayim even not on a stone floor. Ela d'sham asar afilu derech kida. By an adam chashav, even derech kida is asar. V'hacha ein asar rak davka derech pishut yadayim raglayim. And here, if it's not a stone floor, it's only asar pishut yadayim raglayim. Ein sham even maskis. If it's not a stone-coated floor, oy ritzbas avanim, or a tiled floor. V'im yesham ritzbas avanim. If it has, let's say, marble, afilu derech kida asar. Even kneeling is asar. So, on a marble floor, you can't even kneel. Kneeling would be an Isser D'Rabbanan. So, but with an interposition, that would be okay. V'dafka kishapanav devukim b'karka. Kneeling is only asr when your face clings to the ground. That's what we do. So, the Mishnah Berura says, Davka kishapanav devukim b'karka. So therefore, the Sefer Avnei Yashvei says you should be makbid that the asavim are by your face. By your panav, that you should be makbid that the tissue should be by your face. People put it by their knee because people are doing it for their suits. But no, it should be by the face. So, again, but that's when this is by a stone floor, you put it by the knee. In our shuls, it's not necessarily a stone floor. It's in my shul, it's a wooden floor. So l'chara, you don't have to put anything down. It's a wood floor, and we don't do pishur yadayim raglayim. Avalim shoicha, okay, v'davka kishapanav dvukim makarka. Avalim shoicha betfila afil yesham ritzva shari. V'davka neged ritzbas avanim. This is only a stone floor. Aval ritzbas levenim, but bricks ein asura. The even ksiv. It says stone, not brick. Ulavena lav even hu. V'atihi lohem halavena le'aven. The brick is instead of a stone. Now, if you have small tiles, Rabbi Yashiv says that's like a stone floor. I'm not sure about that. The lashon of the dirshu is avanim ketanois. I'm not sure if a tile is a small stone. I don't think most tiles are stone. Maybe they're ceramic. What about marble? The Shevet HaLevi says that is even. Even though it's even with a shem levai, so therefore nigei batim would not apply, but it would be called even maskis. Okay. Now the Ramah said, if you lean on your side, it's mutter if there isn't an even maskis. Avo kishiyesh even maskis, if there's stone loy mahani atah tzida, it's not going to help to go on the side. Kivan shupapisha yadayim raglayim. Kishan. Concrete l'chayra is not stone. What is concrete made out of? Ground stone? I don't know. Kishanoiflin al panayim, when they fall on their face. That's what you should do on Yom Kippur. Derech pisha yadayim raglayim. When they fall, derech pisha raglayim shaloi al haritzba, and they're not doing it straight on the floor because there's an interposition. Tzricham lahater satzadeim, they have to lean on the side. V'chein kishayesh ritzba, or when there's ritzba, afilu noiflim derech kida, even when they do derech kida, ba'alma tzricham lahater satzadeim, they have to do it on their side. So then, now, what does the Ramah mean when he says that, let's read this one more time. It's usher to fall on your face, but pisha yadam raglayim, on any floor, because it's chada legreyusa. But if you do pisha yadam raglayim and you go to the side, it's mutter, as long as it's not even maskis, because if it's even maskis, well, you only have one lativusa because it's an even, right? If going to the side, not on even maskis, is okay. On an even maskis, it's a problem because you have even maskis, you have pisha yadayim raglayim. So that's what you should do on Yom Kippur when you're noifel al panayim, meaning you're noifel derech pisha yadayim, not on a stone floor. You need to turn to the side. What does Ramah mean? Im yatziu sham asavim. The Mishnah says you have to change the girsa, or you should spread out. Either, if you're doing pishat yadayim raglayim, not on a stone floor, you go to the side, or you spread out something. Where either you, if you spread out something, then it would be permitted not on a stone floor. B'pishat yadayim raglayim, or derech kida. So the bottom line is, let's say in a shul that they have a wooden floor, and we don't do pishut yadayim v'raglayim. Why in the world do they give out tissues? And it says so you don't get your suit dirty. But it's not a halachic reason. In other words, in that case, put your head on the ground. L'chayra, it's not a stone floor, and you're not doing pishut yadayim raglayim. That's kida. There's no question. What we do is kida. Look at the Mishna Berura Sivkatan Mem Aleph again. Ein sham even maskis. V'im yesh sham ritzbas avonim, then derech kida is aser. But if it's a wooden floor, derech kida is mutter. So I don't think it's required if your shul has carpet or a wooden floor. I don't see any reason to waste the shul's money and give out paper towels. If it's a wooden floor, so of course you want to give out paper towels because maybe one of your donors will, heaven forbid, get his. Actually, it would probably be a good idea because if someone gets his suit dusty, then we're afraid he might dust it off. You can't dust off your suit on Shabbos or Yom Tov.
He's wearing a kittel, Rabbi.
He's wearing a kittel? On Rosh Hashanah, he's not wearing a kittel. Also, you always have these guys who their minhag is they don't wear a kittel. I don't know why, but you always have a couple of those. They don't wear a kittel. But, right? In a shul that has a wooden or a carpet floor, you don't have to give out tissues. A shul that has a stone floor, you must give out the tissues. Where should the tissues be? So far, what we saw in the name of Rabbi Yashav, by the face, not by the knees. Yeah? So that's the deal. So let's say like at night, you want to get down on the floor and bow down to Hashem on your floor, your carpet. Are you allowed to do that? Yeah, if you already helped your kids with the homework, you have nothing better to do, you could do that. There's no problem. Okay, here we go. That's all. That's 9:15.
Recording stop.